We made it, man.
You're.
Yes, we made it. We back. And we have how many days? 3 or 4 days before WrestleMania starts?
Today is Wednesday, literally like 2.5 days.
We got the Hall of Fame. We got Stand and Deliver. And these 2 nights, bro.
And Friday Night SmackDown.
Okay, John Cena's going to be on there. So I agree with you, bro.
Come on.
And the stage reveal.
And the
And
Profits. I get your
that's so
frustration, but I
fucked
still want
up,
to. I
bro.
still want to see my niggas.
For sure. And the fucked up part is they might have one of the best matches of the weekend with Motor City Machine Guns. And bro, you forgot about the most important thing. What else is gonna be on SmackDown?
Charlotte and Tiffy? I don't know.
The Andre the Giant Battle Royal.
That's gonna be on SmackDown on Friday. All right, bro.
So as a warm-up, do you have a winner?
You got the Royal Rumble, which gives you the main event of WrestleMania. And then you got the Andre the Giant Battle Memorial Royale, which gives you jack shit.
Prestigious award. You seen Lashley come out with that trophy. Crowd went wild.
Bro, Mojo Rawley has won that shit, bro. Stop playing with me.
Hey, main event Jey Uso started his run with that. So
all right, bro.
Yeah. You got it. So when Carmelo Hayes wins that shit on Friday, I don't want to hear nothing from you.
No, he's in the tag team, bro. He's in the tag team,
Melo don't. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna get to that bullshit another time.
Melo don't miss.
Actually, well, I got a fucking minute. What was that shit last week? That backstage segment, man. We gotta put a stop to this.
They think it's entertaining, bro. I think it's funny. They like to give the Miz and Carmelo constant humiliation rituals. That's what it is, bro. I don't understand.
No, I'm all him. And our glorious Street Profits had to be subjected to that bullshit. They had to act like it was a serious. I don't know how they didn't break character.
Jesus, I feel bad for the Miz and Melo, man. Like you can put them in a tag. I get it, but like, why are we doing these cringe-worthy shits like to make these niggas memes? Like,
the fucked up part about the tag thing with Melo, before the series when Andrade ended, people online, I don't know who it was, but a lot of people were saying that they feared that they would just put Melo and Andrade in like a tag team.
I'd have been down.
Following the feud, and it would have been reminiscent of Matt Hardy and MVP, like they were going back and forth, but they're just trying to one up each other. I would have much rather had that than whatever the fuck this is.
Both of those niggas too, like the Miz especially, like, what has he done since he won the WWE title? Like, literally nothing. Like
he had the WrestleMania moment with R-Truth.
I guess, bro. That shit was weak to me.
He had a good mini feud with Gunther for like a week or two. Where he got serious.
Why'd they stop that shit?
But yeah, that's just about it. And Miz TV, of course. He had that funny ass segment when he beat up Invisible John Cena. I love that shit. That's one of my favorite Miz segments. But yes, very lackluster.
Nigga, he's one of the best mid card guys ever, and I don't get it, bro. Like what he must have done something wrong, bro, because like he ain't getting no type of. But I get it though. We're in a crowded scene. I get it.
Yes, but speaking of Triple H decisions, he had an interview today. I want to know your thoughts. He was talking about online criticisms and saying that these comments, they're not real people. They think they know everything. Yeah, he's talking about you, by the way.
Yeah, I know. It felt like a direct shot. No, listen, bro. Honestly, like, if you ever see this Trips, bro, you got me fucked up, bro. Like say that to my face, bro. You like I really don't understand how people give their opinions on a platform, which is what Twitter is or X or whatever, and you just disregard all of those. Like whether the points are valid or not, it just makes you seem self-centered. And like you said, we know everything. You're making it seem like you know everything. Like every single thing you've done has been gold, and every single storyline you've contemplated has been effortless and amazing. When that's not the case, bro. And I'm sorry, like you cannot make me, for example, Jey Uso. I hate to keep bringing him up.
No, you
He
don't. No, you
he's
don't hate it.
he's one of my favorite tag team wrestlers of all time. He's a part of the greatest tag team of all time, the Usos. Not taking anything away from what he's capable of doing in the ring, right? What he is doing as a singles wrestler is not connecting with the majority of the people. Just because people like to eat and people like to wear the shirts or whatever, the merch, I get it. That doesn't mean that you need to put him at the top main event to go up against Gunther. They say that the wrestling doesn't matter. It does matter. The storylines matter, of course. The build up matters, which hasn't been great either. But you can't tell me that the finishing product, the final, the end of the line, which is the match, doesn't matter because there's no way in hell, unless Jay is adding 10 moves to his moveset, there's no way it's not just going to be a Gunther smash, 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 even more. Then Jay turns it around with a few super kicks, then a Samoan drop, then a spear, then a Uso splash. Like I can correlate it right now. It's exactly what's going to happen, and no one wants that. Like that's not a good match. That's not an entertaining match, man. I don't know, bro.
He did bring up Jey Uso right in the interview, I believe, but he was talking about his rise, why he's in this spot. I would say that the majority of people that who consume WWE, they do fuck with Jey Uso heavy. I know that the online community is just a small fraction of the
Yes,
overall. Yeah. And online, there's more of an emphasis on in ring matches.
yes,
Absolutely. And we're not dumb. We understand why these wrestlers get pushed heavier. If you don't get a pop from a crowd, it's very hard to get many opportunities. You have to
yeah,
show people got to keep the TV on during your segments, during your matches, buy your merch. There's a lot of things that go into it from a business standpoint. We understand, but just overall saying that people don't know what they're talking about. Is it only when we disagree with certain things that we don't know what we're talking about,
right.
or are you going to keep that same energy for when we do support a decision? It's not just Triple H who does this. I hear this a lot with most things. Say you watch a movie and you say, "Oh, I ain't really fucking this movie." Well, you've never directed a movie or put together a movie. Who like nigga? I don't need to say I don't like something. I don't
Say
need to be a chef to say I don't like this fucking meal.
yeah, say
We're not
same
gonna do
shit.
this with everything. So can we stop and retire whatever the fuck that is? I get that there are trolls online, but bro, come on, Triple H. People have been your biggest supporter. If you go back to a year ago, niggas was all over Triple H. He's now getting more criticism online than he's ever gotten before as a booker. So maybe that plays a role in his interview of today.
We're just keeping it a being. Objectively, Rhea Ripley is getting stale. That's objective. Objectively, you're putting her in our faces over and over and over without any type of nuanced storyline. It's getting stale. Charlotte came out of nowhere and won the Royal Rumble when no one wanted that at all. Like we wanted her to come back, yeah, of course, and work her way back. We didn't want her to be in the main event with Tiffy and have all this like weird shit going on. We didn't want that. The tag team division is in shambles still. We're getting the fucking War Raiders versus New Day at WrestleMania, and the War Raiders can't get one segment out of the way without me getting bored. Like these are valid segments, like valid points. Excuse me, valid points that, when brought up, get disregarded as you just not watching or you're just hating or da da da. And it's like no, these are just the gripes I have with the thing that I love to watch. Like it doesn't mean I'm not going to stop watching. It doesn't mean I dislike these wrestlers personally. I feel like people take shit so personal nowadays. I'm just giving my opinion. My opinion is this, and this. If we did that better, the overall product would be better.
Yeah, and it just reeks of like dick riding when like I'm not even saying anything disrespectful about any of these people.
Right.
And a lot of times, I don't even be putting blame on some of these stars because I don't know who's making a lot of these choices and decisions. A
Producers
lot
or
of this,
whatnot.
yeah, I don't know who's writing this shit. I don't blame everything on Triple H, but he's the face. He's like the head coach, so niggas are going to point to him for a lot of things. But even I realize he's not writing every single thing. He just has the final okay. And when we talking about wrestlers, we don't be blaming these wrestlers for what gets put in front of them, sometimes they have no choice but to work a certain feud or angle that we know is some bullshit.
Right. Jey Uso is not Josh Fatu. I know that. I know I'm not. That's why we talk about the character and the things that like to bring in things so personal. It's like you act like these people online that defend and the Triple H's that act like we're like spitting in your lunch and we're saying that this shit sucks. Everything is terrible. When in actuality, we're just in a weird place, man. Like you said earlier, like even online, like you see like for example, a lot of LeBron hatred on the internet. Whenever I defend him in any type of way, people just go, "Oh, you're a bronze
Glazer.
sexual. Yeah, you're a glazer." Da da da. But I just hit you with 10 valid points. You didn't like them, so you ignored them.
Yeah, I'll just be chalking certain things up to everybody got different criteria. So I understand people disagreeing. Just in like comments that I've been engaged in personally, people say something like, "Oh, you guys are rage baiting," or "You guys complain about everything." Who the fuck is you guys? Quit associating me with random arguments you've seen online. You don't follow me. You don't keep
Right.
track of every argument I have, but they just get so frustrated with certain things. And Triple H is like an artist. Artists, they're very sensitive about this stuff. This is his baby. And yeah, you know, when you work on something, you get upset when people criticize it, but I know you're gonna say like it's part of the job. You should be used to it by now. But
For him to say that these aren't real people is just ridiculous to me because this is a portion of your fan base who consume the product, and you're saying fuck your opinion. These aren't people who are not watching and just hating the hate. That's a 0.001%. Most of these folks are watching the segments, watching the PLEs, and are not happy with the product. And you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Those are the opinions you should be listening to more than the people who's yes, 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 everything.
okay, yeah, yeah, I get you. Yeah, like like they're being very descriptive with certain things. So so they obviously consume what it is y'all pushing.
Right. It ain't like we're
Like,
hating
quit
from
playing, bro.
outside the club. We
Quit
inside
fucking
the club.
playing, bro.
We don't like
Um,
what the DJ's playing.
so on this whole thing about Triple H, I'll just segue this into saying your thoughts on his first Mania bill with no more lingering Vince stories,
Mm-hmm.
because obviously the bloodline and the Cody shit started before he became the booker with nobody to answer to.
Mm-hmm.
How would you rank this Mania build overall before we go through match by match?
Okay, just an overall feel, this Mania doesn't feel as big as last year's, which I get. Last year was a culmination of multiple years of storytelling, so I get it. But at the same end, there's been some great build-ups. Some of them not so great. It's kind of got a mixed bag. We'll say the highs are really high. Obviously, uh, Cody and John. This Roman Punk and Seth shit has actually been intriguing as much as I don't want it to be. It's actually been a pretty good build up. Uh, Jade and Naomi. We got some stories here, you know. So I'm excited to see how they're gonna execute it. But if I were to give it a 10, 1 out of 10 overall build up, probably go 6.5, 6.7, maybe 6.7.
6-7. Yeah, 6-7. A lot of people been talking about last year's build in comparison. I understand last year it was Avengers Endgame, so certain type of hype would not have reached those type of heights unless Roman versus The Rock was on the card. Honestly, that
Right.
just wasn't possible. But there were other fancy matches. Obviously, there was CM Punk versus Seth, just straight up. Cody versus Randy, straight up, which could still end up happening. Gunther versus Cena. Now that Cena's healed, that most likely won't happen. But there was on the table 4 huge matches, and once Jey Uso won the Rumble, no offense, I kind of temper my expectations a lot. I'm like, damn, some of these matches just aren't going to go down because he's locked into a spot. But I thought they could have had more build with some of these feuds
Definitely.
and capitalize. Not everything has to be months and months, but bro, give us more. Give us more things to sink our teeth into with it.
No
I don't
Randy and
know.
KO hurts.
That one is atrocious. That really fucked things up. But I don't really have much builds to compare it to for like prior years because I'm a fairly new watcher as an adult. So I don't know what it was like in the 2010s. I mentioned to you before we got on here is that people's retort to our criticism is saying, look, majority of these builds in like 2000s, 2010s, they were pretty bad. And we don't even remember it because we remember the moments in the matches.
That's ultimately what it boils down to is moments. You know, that's why I even with all the not all the criticism, we still have to see what's going to happen. Like I always say, you know, if the match ends up being good, the build up doesn't matter as much in hindsight, but while you're going through it, while you're experiencing it, it matters. So like that's why it matters to us right now, where we've been experiencing it the last 6 months. I've been a long watcher since I was 10 years old, and you know a lot of my favorite matches had great build-ups, like Shawn Michaels versus Triple H. Shawn Michaels versus Undertaker was amazing build-up. Brock versus Undertaker was a crazy build-up. There's a lot that you don't remember though, but you still remember the matches like Undertaker versus Edge. I don't really remember that build up, but it's one of the greatest matches I've ever seen. So I can see both sides, you know. But ultimately, as long as the end product is good, like a movie with a not great first act and second act, but a tremendous third act, people will still enjoy that film.
Yeah, and I'll just do like recent memory. We had Charlotte versus Rhea.
Great
They
build up.
interacted maybe one time, one time, but everybody
Nah,
remember that match.
I thought it was more than that.
They only interacted one time, bro.
Oh, because Rhea won the Royal Rumble.
Yeah. If you go back, there was a time where Dominant came out on Charlotte, but just her and Rhea, it was very limited.
Yeah, it's because they were both heels at the time too.
Hell yeah. So, but nobody gives a fuck because the match was so fire. So hopefully we have a lot of those. I need AEW type hoop sessions with these niggas, man. The AEW pay per view type hoop set. Unleash the whole bag.
Temper
Every
your
entrance, every fight.
expectations. Temper your expectations.
We got some hoopers on this motherfucker, so certain things I'm asking for can happen. Let
Drew
me take
versus
commercial breaks and we got
Damien.
it.
Drew versus Damien's gonna cook for sure. Naomi versus Jade's gonna cook. There's gonna be some cookers in there for sure.
We go through the card then. Night one, since this just got announced as the opener. Do you have the guess? Do you know what it is?
Of course.
Yeah, yo boy.
Yeet.
Yeah, yeah.
Eye.
Right, right.
Put
Yeah,
myself in the eye.
break that down. Break who you got winning? How you like the build and how you think this match will turn out?
All right. I feel like we've talked about this build a lot, so I'm gonna be brief. The build has been mediocre. Nothing great. Nothing awful. Nothing super terrible. Last week's was not. Gunther's was really good, but Jay's was stupid in my opinion. Bro came out, aura farmed, said four things, and then left. I just found it a bit silly. With that being said, who do I have winning? In all honesty, no bullshit. Like I can see a world where Gunther wins because Jay is just not like you have. I don't know how they're gonna make it believable for him to win in the match. Like that's what they don't forget. Matches don't matter, I guess, but like it takes away from the from like being inside it. If or like being like engaged. If Jay just like beats the shit out of Gunther, it's not believable. So we'll have to see. But
He's not. He's probably gonna have one of those comeback things towards
he's
the end
no
of the
Daniel
match.
Bryan, man. He's no Daniel Bryan. He's no Kofi Kingston. He's no Rey Mysterio. He's none of these guys in the ring, man. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. My head is telling me there's no way that Jay doesn't leave Mania. Like Triple H already decided, but my heart is telling me that Gunther's gonna win.
Once Jay won the Rumble, I already said there's nothing we can do. It's too late, bro. We gone this far. The nigga has to win, bro. There's just no other way.
Cody lost last year. I thought there was no way Cody was gonna lose last year. or 2 years ago, but he did.
That nigga just got back with the team. He all right. But this shit with Jay a little bit different, man. Because the way Cody is presented and the way Jay is presented prior to this is different. We knew that Cody was main event status. Jay, so he had the name, but nobody looked at him as a viable Royal Rumble winner going into it.
This nigga's
But
no Jeff Hardy, man.
yeah, like going into those Cody Rumbles, he was a big favorite.
Back
Both
to
times.
back.
So, yeah. So I just look at the way that the company and the way fans view them as different. He already had credibility for the shit that he had been doing for years without WWE. With this Jey Uso shit still very fresh. And it's like, wow, he's really made it to this point.
To give him his credit, he did main event against KO and Sami Zayn as a tag
Mm-hmm.
team.
Yep. So they've had a lot of trust in him. I got them winning. I don't think the match will excite me. You mentioned that tag match, which was very fire, but as a solo match, I don't really go back to many Jey Uso things.
He doesn't have one match that's great, in my opinion, as a solo matches. That's just me.
You might be right. I
No
would
hatred.
compare this to maybe that Braun Breaker match that Jay had on Raw, which that shit had me hyped. Those near falls and him doing it, it's gonna be that ramped up on a Mania stage. I think he's gonna have one of those dramatic comebacks at the end of the match with Gunther. He's just fucking him up. It'll probably be similar to the Sammy and Gunther match from last year, where
Mm-hmm.
Gunther just got cocky, and that you kind of say certain shit wouldn't be believable, but we've seen Braun Breaker and Gunther lose multiple matches in the past year because they got cocky. They're just so powerful that they let their foot off the gas. This would kind of be redundant, though, that Gunther is doing this shit back to back manias, but that's just what I see happening to get the crowd as hype as possible. You opening the weekend with this shit. He's probably gonna come out through the crowd. Well, actually, I don't know if he's gonna be able to come through a football stadium crowd, but everybody gonna be eating. The visual of everybody eating when he wins on the announce table and shit, probably leave through the crowd. It's just gonna be crazy. So that's why I think he's going to be getting punished majority of the match. And if he's just getting fucked up most match, we really not going to be tripping off of his work rate because we don't look at his moveset as very diverse anyways.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he's going to take this, but I don't think his reign would be very long.
Same. I got Jay winning. Reign won't be very long either. I concur.
We go to the next one. Let's get this bullshit out the way. The Raw tag titles, War Raiders versus the New Day.
I'm gonna keep this one brief as well. I don't got much to say. New Day's gonna win. They've been on this weird shit. I don't even know what to say about the War Raiders because they have no personality whatsoever. They're great in the ring. It'll probably be a banger match. Honestly, these are two good tag team wrestling teams. I expect the New Day to win and then for them to continue on their heel journey.
Yeah, this Saturday night's main event match don't do it for me. The one thing I keep seeing is people are speculating that Big E returns in some way. Do you see that happening?
No, those are just wishes on upon a star. That shit ain't happening. No disrespect. I would love it, but Big E
I
is
don't even
not
know
looking
what
like it's coming.
capacity. I actually can see it happening because why would y'all put this on Mania?
But come back and have him what? Have him
I,
help the New Day, or
I,
have
I
him make the New Day lose? I don't see the point.
oh,
They're gonna run a two v
wow.
one.
Yeah, I don't know, bro. I guess I have New Day winning, but
I don't
this
really
is just a
care.
very odd
Yeah,
thing. That's the
this
only
should be
way people can
Street
justify it.
Profits and Motor City Machine Guns spot for sure.
Yeah, this is some bullshit. This might be the worst build match of the weekend.
There's no
Now I'm
build.
thinking about, yeah, yeah. Just
Just
going into Adam Pearce's office a couple weeks ago, y'all lose in the DQ. Like, nah, bro. Yeah, fuck that match. They going to hell for this match. Triple H got to answer for this.
it'll be good graps for sure.
I, whatever. Next night when we also have Rey Mysterio versus El Grande Americano. Do you think this will be a mask versus mask match or just straight up?
They would have already had that happen on Monday. I believe they're both on Raw, so probably not. I think Chad Gable will get demasked anyways and lose. I love Chad Gable, but he also just constantly gets put with humiliation rituals. So
What's Shaq Gable have to do with this?
oh, my fault, my fault. Oh, boy, you're right.
Man.
Grande Americano is going to lose, and it's going to turn out to be Chad Gable. Who would have fucking thought? And that'll be the end of it. American Alpha will get in the way. LWO will be there. It'll be a full thing. I love Ray. It'll be good graps. It's a whatever story to me. I think it's a silly ass story,
It's a
but
raw storyline, yes.
super fucking ridiculous. But hey, like I said, another good graps match. So whatever.
It
He's
is
just taking
funny
a
though. It
spot
does
on
make me
Mania.
laugh though. Yeah. Yeah, but funny
Bro's
people.
putting metal in his mask and doing headbutts, and it's not hurting him, only the other person. All right. I'm just here for fun.
Moving along. We have I would put this as the best built story of the weekend. We have Naomi versus Jade.
Woo! Now we can get it going.
What you
My only thing I'm not liking about it is Bianca is not more involved. I get it though. Obviously, she's got her own shit going on, but tremendous builds, tremendous promos from Naomi. Jade, the way she's been carrying herself, she's money. Anytime you see her, she's money. She's fucking A+. Take a picture, got to see it. But yeah, I'm thinking Naomi's probably got to win. Jade is one of those girls. She can lose.
Thank you. I've been seeing everybody picking Jade. I'm like, bro, I think Naomi need this way more than Jade.
A real heel win, like she's doing real heel shit, like really cheating, and then getting the win. Jade has so much aura, it doesn't matter. She could go from losing to being in the main event on the next Monday, and it'll be fine. But if you want to have Naomi be a real heel and add another real heel to the women's division, and like a threatening heel, then I think that she's definitely got to win this.
No, so we try and keep as much meat on the bone as possible because at some point Bianca is going to feud with both of these women.
Right.
If you just have Naomi lose out the gate, people are not going to believe her as a heel to that extent, bro. Because you could just run this match back and have Jade get her win back. The only real critique of Jade is her in-ring work. If she just has a good match, nobody's going to give a fuck if she wins or loses.
Yeah, she got too much aura.
Yeah. Naomi, she always has good matches. We need her to stack up big wins, though. Jade, she already knows she's dominant. Her winning or losing doesn't make much of a difference. And if you guys run this feud later on down the line with one of these women having a title, we have Evolution later this year. I don't know how Bianca would get back into the feud, but I don't know, a triple threat down the line with these three, maybe Evolution or SummerSlam.
There's a world where Bianca wins the title, then she feels bad about what happened, so she gives Jade a title shot. Naomi interferes, and we get a triple threat program out of the three of them. I could see a world where that happens, and I could be down for something like that.
But if these two, they put together maybe a good 10 to 12-minute match, that would do so much for Jade's career, bro.
Oh, yeah. She won't be seen as a project anymore.
Yeah, absolutely. So we both got Naomi. Good. You on the right side of history, my guy.
Yeah, no, I don't see a world where Naomi wins and she's a successful, where Naomi loses and she's a successful heel still. I don't see that.
Yeah, because y'all not even using Nia Jax. So what heels y'all about to be using in the women division?
Yeah, Nia, I need her to go. I don't know. We'll talk about her later, I guess. But yeah, I do miss Nia on the card.
Man, some bullshit. Maybe they'll have the women's Andre the Giant Battle Royal. Next match. One of my favorite build feuds now, based on what's just happened. Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte Flair.
Ultimately, Charlotte's the GOAT. We'll see if she's back to her GOAT aura in the ring. She didn't seem to have that, in my opinion, at the Royal Rumble. I think that's why she hasn't had
B-Fab too.
Yeah, she did better in that one. She kind of got back to it, but not the Charlotte I remember. But Tiffy is also great in the ring, so I think that we'll have a fairly decent match to say the minimum. The build has been decent, just a little bit boring. Like a lot of these builds, it's a lot of just talking. Like back in the day, there used to be like extra shenanigans added. Like
What you mean they had the little parking lot shit this last
that
week?
was cool, but it was so quick. It didn't even look realistic.
Bro, these niggas was really arguing. That
Like
shit is so funny, bro.
last year, The Rock was beating the shit out of Cody Rhodes. Like I need some shit like that,
And
or
Seth.
like throw some garbage onto their car, like some crazy shit, you know?
Yeah, it didn't get to that extent, but compared to other ones, I mean, they've had multiple brawls, including last week after the parking lot shit. They had the back. They at least they had different venues of them beefing.
Yeah,
You had the backstage shit, you had the in ring shit, you had around the arena, and you had outside the arena, where most of these, like Cena and Cody, they've only interacted in the
in the
ring.
ring. I'll see what they'll
So
do on Friday. Wonder why
they can
Tiffy
change
keeps
that.
getting beat up every single time.
She did that swanton, but it missed. Remember?
Yeah, no. She stays missing that shit.
Yeah. Obviously I want Tiffany Stratton to win, but I'm very scarred with my thinking regarding anything Charlotte Flair. Death, taxes, and Charlotte winning the title. I'm going to pick her out of fear only. I want Tiffany to win very bad. But after they started going back and forth, starting with that backstage or where they're in two separate rooms and Tiffany was flustered. That shit was crazy. And then obviously the in ring back and forth where it got personal. Those two segments got me very, very hyped for this match where I already knew the in ring work was going to be good, but now that there's a little extra animosity, I'm going to be very more attached to my TV. Like, is there going to be some stiffness, some no selling, you know.
Right.
But I do think the match still will be very good. I think they'll keep it professional enough to give us a banger.
Yeah.
If there,
Charlotte is Mrs. WrestleMania.
now you don't know if a crazy boss call was made. Do not let Tiffany Stratton get squashed, bro. I'm gonna turn my TV off.
No, if they hit her with a Becky and Bianca Belair,
That's
Trips, you
ultimate
gonna hear me on
punishment.
X, bro. You gonna hear me talking shit on X, nigga. I'm just saying. Better not.
Okay, we got Jacob Fatu versus LA Knight, man. What we got?
Nothing too crazy on the build up. Obviously, it was more like
Solo
Jacob
versus Jacob.
and it was really Jacob versus Braun, and the winner
Oh
got the
yeah,
number
you
one
right.
contendership. So like it was not really much build up of LA and Jacob Fatu. But it's going to be an exciting match. Jacob's always great. LA is always great. I see LA losing the title actually, and then getting moved up to the main event.
My
Um,
man, my man. There we go.
I'm thinking that's what's going to happen.
I got rock with Sacramento, bro. So Jacob Fatu gonna get that yep. We out here. I do like LA Knight matches. I know he gets a lot of critique for his in ring work,
He's great in the
but
ring. People are weird.
yeah, there's certain people that gets these no graps allegations. He's just happens to be one of them. I don't think he the best, obviously, and I understand he did that one move where he would jump to the top rope and he would slip a lot. I was there live when he slipped twice doing it, but as long as they don't do that move, he's been pretty solid. I like what he has to offer, and Jacob is incredible for whoever he works, whether it's a multi-man match, somebody bigger, smaller, he's going to give me exciting moments.
Right.
I just hope there's no interference from Tama or Solo. That would be the only thing that would irritate me because I think Solo needs this win. And you're right. LA Knight does need to elevate into the main event picture. Not again trying to harp on the Jey Uso shit even more, but bro, there was a time where Jay and LA Knight were the same level of over. You could debate that LA Knight was even more over. They did not pull the trigger on him, and we see where he is at now. That could be where Jey Uso ends up if that nigga don't win. tonight, because like yeah, people still fuck with LA Knight, but is it anywhere near what it was in 2023 to you?
Near, yes. Like I still think he's very over. Whenever he does the LA Knight, yeah, everyone's in the arena still does that shit, but he is not as over as he used to be. He used to get like crazy pops whenever his music hit.
So we can get back to that when he's in the main event picture.
Definitely,
Give him some fresh feuds, more people to beef with,
he's winning
and
Money in the Bank.
I gave up on it. Anytime it's somebody that's favored to win the Money in the Bank, you'll never beat them. So I'm done even predicting that
I
shit.
can't believe what they did with Drew last year. I get it. I was glad there was no Mr. Money in the Bank, honestly, for this year's build. It just kind of felt
I
refreshing.
don't. If y'all gonna have CM Punk, screw the motherfucker. Just have CM Punk knock him off the ladder. Don't waste the fucking briefcase on no dumb shit like that. Come on.
Yeah, no. I think the way they executed it was ridiculous. But I did say it was. I did like how it was refreshing to not have a Mr. Money in the Bank looming around. Like when Drew won his title, I already smelled it before what even happened with him at Punk. I was like, okay, man, there's no way bro's gonna cash on Cody, so he's about to cash on Drew. I felt it before Drew even got in CM Punk's face. I knew it.
In the spirit.
I was like, Drew getting a win,
I'm
something's up.
having too much fun. Ain't no way.
Bro, he had
But
his dick in CM Punk's face. That shit was so
that
funny.
was so disrespectful. Oh my lord.
CM Punk, like, this nigga got me fucked up.
Oh my lord, that's a funny nigga. But next match, speaking of Punk, we got the custody of Paul Heyman match. Your thoughts on the story? The biggest triple threat of all time, according to Seth Rollins.
All right, so I'm gonna give my pros and my cons on this because there actually are a lot of both. It's hard for me to be negative about a match that includes my tribal chief and also Seth Rollins. Seth freaking Rollins, the visionary, the revolutionary. These are two of the best in the past 10 years, two of the best of all time. They don't miss. Punk as well has been very good in his return. Like I don't know what I watched his AEW shit. I don't know what it was. Maybe he like wasn't fully in rhythm, but like he's having some pretty good matches now for WWE. Like with Rollins in the Elimination Chamber,
Sami
with
Zayn.
McIntyre, with Sami Zayn. Like they've been like CM Punk's cooking. So I really believe that this is going to be top tier storytelling graps. These three are great at that. I also think that they've been upping the stakes in the build for the last 3-4 weeks, which I've been enjoying as much as I can. Now, with that said, the cons are the stakes are nothing. Like I get that I like what Seth is doing, trying to make it this is for the soul of this industry. I like what he's trying to do. It's just not hitting because there's no fucking stakes at all. Um, it's just silly. The favor they ruined that. It was just silly. Um, so it's a weird thing. Like you have three excellent uh, superstars, so they're gonna get what they're gonna take what they're given and make it excellent. So like I'm still believing everything that's being said because these guys are so good. But just when you take a step back and just look at it objectively, it's like okay, so this is for nothing. This is a triple threat match for nothing. And then the big favor that could have been a world title opportunity or backs or like hitting Roman in the back of the head during the match or anything. It's only you're going to be in my corner instead. So it's hard for me. I'm in a tough place. The match is going to be great. Why the fuck is it main eventing though?
Simply star power.
Yeah, for sure.
We got into this shit. There's a bunch of reasons why I don't like this, but hyping it up like it's the biggest and most grand triple threat of all time. We don't have to lie to this extent. Salute to Seth and Punk and Roman because they're very passionate people and they
Right.
speak with a lot of conviction. They are just given bullshit to work with. It is extremely goofy to the point where we're all holding our breath saying there has to be another swerve by the end of the match.
Right.
That is the only thing we are holding on to is that there is something drastic that can happen. The only thing I can think of is The Rock doing something. I don't even fucking know how that would even work.
He's
But
too
just
busy
hey,
with John Cena.
yeah. So, like Heyman doesn't have grand powers. If we doing this, Heyman could just pull these strange shit. Roman would already had his rematch. He still had a rematch for the title he lost.
Yeah, I know. He
That's
hasn't even been worried
dumb.
about it. He
The
hasn't said a
way,
word about it.
yeah, the way we got to this favor because CM Punk helped a War Games match, bro. He already faced Solo twice before that match. And that War Games match didn't have any stake because they won that match and he didn't get the Ulafala back.
Still have to do the tribal combat
So
match.
what is the point? Is this favor off of dumb shit? Then Seth just said, work return the favor. That's a choice. Thank you, Seth. That is very logical. Yes,
And Roman
you are
doesn't
correct.
even wear the Ulafala anymore.
Yeah, it's like y'all just giving us bullshit and trying to make it more than what it is. No, bro, these are not titles. There's nothing grand about it. He just got it back and nothing happened. We're in the filler stages of this bloodline shit and of this Paul Heyman working relationship. Because what is he gonna do for these three niggas? They don't need
Well,
managers.
I can guarantee whoever wins this match is gonna be number one contender for the World Heavyweight Championship. They're gonna get the next shot for sure. But I just wish that they would make it official. Like that, they should have just made this official. This is the number one contender match for the winner of Gunther versus Jey Uso.
It can't be that simple because Roman's title is the WWE title, and if he
That's
was
not
to
his
go out,
title no more. Oh, he is on SmackDown. You're right.
it's not just that, but everybody looks at the World Heavyweight as the secondary title to the WWE title.
If Roman took that, then they would get it on equal terms. Like when Seth had it, it had more prestige than when Gunther has it. That's facts.
No, I'm just saying the way the title came about was just because Roman had just the inception of it being brought back. Roman has the WWE title, and we're just gonna make this title somebody else has a world title on this brand. If Roman loses his WWE title, he says he's gonna get it back from Cody, and he never does. He just goes after a different title. It's not gonna have that same prestige. It would be inconsistent to Roman's character if he was to go after that title.
I hear what you're saying, and there is points of validity, but I feel like Roman says, I'm the workhorse, I'm the cash cow. Whatever I do is it. So if he were to be given an opportunity to go up against Gunther or Jey Uso for a world title, he's not going to say no. One and two. Once he wins, I think he immediately adds prestige to that title. Personally, like I feel
That
like once
that will
Seth
work into
lost
a
that title,
promo battle where they said,
yeah,
"Nigga, didn't you say you was about to go get Cody? Why you over here, bro?"
he'll
There
be
ain't
like,
nothing.
nigga, because I do what I want. I'm the tribal chief, nigga.
That, he gonna lose so many aura points. I can't. Come on, no, I
That's
can't, bro.
valid.
Not but Punk and Seth, if they go after we're talking, that's fine.
Mm.
But even still, Paul Heyman has not shown that he has the power to put these type of things in motion.
Yeah,
So that's
he
why they
don't got
can't even
no.
say he's. You can't say that we're gonna be no one contender.
They should have had him talking with Pierce and Nick way more often.
So I had Seth winning though, even though him going out on top the last two episodes is kind of suspicious.
He's not
I'm
winning. Last
I'm
three
not folding.
episodes,
I'm not folding. I got Seth, bro.
bro. The last three, one on SmackDown, two on Raw. It was as the credits rolled. It was Seth. My money is on Tribal Chief Roman Reigns. That's just good money. That's just good money. That's just good money. You got money?
Hey,
You gonna put it on someone? You gotta put it on our
hey,
Tribal Chief.
look, nigga. Paul Heyman, Wes Craven, That's So Raven, Seth Rollins.
No, no, nigga, no. Nigga.
Survive.
I gotta go right here, nigga, because I gotta get back to work. We'll continue when I get home. We'll do night two and we'll do the trivia shits.